We're all Judgement from London and Hertfordshire, Hitchin, shithole.
Shit.
When we started to write the new material, we realised like we all wanted to write heavy stuff really. Like our original name, we just didn't really feel like it suited. And
Also, we were supposed to be put on a tour package and no one wanted to book us because they thought we were
Yeah.
too soft.
Yeah.
By the name.
Yeah, we thought we were too soft, so
We were
it was a
named
mix
we
of
were
that
named
really.
after a
We
band
felt
album
like
too.
the name Ill Judgement really reflected what we'd written with our demo and the EP that we've just recorded.
I do this fast up and down.
So the new EP is called No Boundaries, No Morals, Exorcism of the Mind, and we wrote it actually really quickly.
By
but
accident again.
Yeah, by accident.
Like, we accidentally wrote an EP, we just started playing stuff.
It was kind of just like the momentum after our previous release, Plague of the Dying Man. We were on the back of that momentum. We kind of just wrote this.
And it was like, I remember it was like a few weeks ago, and we turned to practice, and we're like, oh shit, like we've actually got like an EP's worth of songs. Like we didn't plan to. The original plan was we weren't going to put anything else out until like next year, and it was actually might as well get like just another one out for the end of the year, and then I think next summer we can actually think about writing again. And then for the rest...
You say that, next practice we'll have like
exactly.
7 songs done.
Yeah. And then for
Be a
the rest of the year...
album or something, like
we've got the 2 shows this year, and then some
Then
more...
out-
we're not
outside.
allowed to talk.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about some of the
We're not
shows we
allowed
have
to talk
next
about
year,
it.
but we're bringing out the EP at a date which is to be announced, and it's going to come with some really cool stuff as well, which we're releasing with it. And then we have a lot of show announcements in the future, and a couple of festival announcements as well. With our new EP, once we'd like almost settled on a sound, like it was so much easier to be like write a riff and be like, okay, we're actually gonna turn this into a full song. And so it was literally like every practice we were like churning out a couple of songs, and then we rewrote the 4 of them, and then we spent the next few weeks just like touching on what makes it absolutely perfect.
Yeah, recording worthy basically.
Yeah.
Because that's a mistake we made before. We literally just wrote songs, went straight into the studio, and it sounded like shit.
We wrote one in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
we did write one in the studio.
So this time we've actually written songs, had a few weeks to perfect them, add a few things, take away a few things. So I think this is the first proper complete release we've had that we're all happy with, like in every aspect.
And
so.
this is the first time we've recorded in a professional studio with Will.
Yeah. Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will.
Hey, yo,
And I mean, the thing that's been cool about the last couple of days with recording with Will is that it's been like working with someone who understands the scene that we're in, and it's been like, so we've had the inspiration, and it's been like that knowing what sounds good and like what sounds like crap basically. For the early stuff, like with our old name and the old sound, we wrote stuff, and we at the time we were like, oh yeah, this is like the sickest thing, like this is the Dog's Bollocks, and then we listen to it now, or if we barely listen to it now, we're like,
I can't listen.
I
to
still
some
do
of
it for nostalgia.
I have it on my phone, but I always play like the new stuff because I'm just like, I just feel like the almost like the passion and drive that goes into it from us now.
It's different.
It makes writing
name
music
change
so
done us-
much easier as
All
well.
you do is listen to MCR, George.
Yeah, I listen to
I think
MCR
the
a lot,
intensity
so-
that's changed. I think like now, because we've like played music together, well, us 3 and George, because Alex joined at a later date. So it's just over a year that us 4 have been playing together. So it's kind of like you grow like closer and you know each other's playing styles better. So it's kind of like, I know if I write a guitar part, or if Will does, he sends it to me, he'll probably know roughly what I'm thinking. And equally, if I send a part to George, I'll know roughly what he's going to play to it. And equally with Paul, you can kind of like, you get to know people's sort of ideas. I think we can sort of do more stuff.
Not to embarrass you here, Alex, but that was definitely like something that was really cool about when Alex joined the band. It was that it was almost like a straight connection. It was like you knew like exactly what we're supposed to do, and that makes like
It makes it so much easier for us. Like,
It did feel like we had a new member. Like, I remember saying it to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I remember who I was talking
no,
to.
it felt like he'd been part of the band for months.
Yeah.
Like from the start.
Yeah, when Alex joined, it's kind of like we just press pause on a bass track, just press play when you join,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like, yeah.
Because the scene we're in, it's been a lot
What
easier
else?
for us to play with bands that we really respect, like Renounced, Venom Prison, bands that we don't necessarily like have a reflective sound, but they're bands that like we all love, like as fans and as musicians, we really respect them and respect the stuff they put out.
Yeah. Like, yeah, there's a few bands that I'd like to play with that are kind of, some of them are not that achievable, but then some of them are.
Yeah.
But you never know. There's like, if you would have said at the start, I wouldn't have said
Yeah,
I would have said
exactly.
we wouldn't have played with half the bands we've played with. So,
Yeah.
bands like Parkway Drive would be insane. Like,
Yeah.
big bands like that, playing big venues in front of big crowds. I'd love to do something like that at one point, but I don't really have a love for like the big venues. I always
Yeah.
prefer playing the smaller, intimate sort of kind of venues. So
Yeah.
I
like,
just want to play the Underworld. That's what I
yeah,
want to do.
something
Just play
like
the
that.
Underworld.
Like,
That's
I
like,
think that would be the biggest.
I'd say as a goal, kind of like as a band, like if we
Yeah.
achieved that, that would be the kind of moment where we'd be kind of like, shit. Like
Yeah,
if we got to play a show,
or
kind
play
of
a
that'd be
festival,
a,
yeah. Play a
that'd be
festival
like-
somewhere. That would
yeah.
be cool.
Well, that'd be kind of like the
if
next
someone wants to
step,
book
like-
us onto Wembley Stadium,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
going to complain. We wouldn't complain about that one
over the
bit.
Foo Fighters or something. Like,
That would be tough,
Yeah.
actually.
I think overall we'd want to like a real kind of goal. We haven't really spoken about it, but like saying it on behalf of everyone. If you played like headline show, somewhere like the Underworld, or it's a
Yeah.
venue that is kind of like it's an achievable size to headline it. It's not like we're saying like, oh, I want to headline the O2 and sell it out 4 days in a row, because that's just like.
Bet we could.
Would
But
be
like
rich.
only like 10 artists a year get to do that, and they're all like super huge mega stars. Whereas it's kind of like the Underworld, it's still a big enough venue, but it's not like unachievably big. And some of our favourite bands ever played there.
Yeah.
You don't get many jazz bands called Omnipotent Annihilation or
You
whatever.
most certainly don't.